Next, now buy seeds and planting material online from government's NSC. So this is regarding the state-run National Seeds Corporation. So NSC is National Seeds Corporation, which has initiated onboarding of its area and regional offices on MyStore. So MyStore is an online marketplace which is connected to the government's open network for digital commerce, जिसको हम ONDC बोलते हैं, and it is moved at aiming at easing access to quality seeds जैसे कि फार्मर्स इजीली बाय कर सकते हैं एंड प्लान कर सकते हैं इस मटेरियल को ऑनलाइन इटसेल्फ। तो अभी डेटा की अगर बात करें तो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर एंड फार्मर्स वेलफेयर ने बताया कि एनएससी हैज 48 एरिया ऑफिसेस, 11 रीजनल ऑफिसेस एंड 5 फार्म्स अक्रॉस द कंट्री। और NSC offices, they are also selling indoor and outdoor plants online. जैसे कि भोपाल बेस्ड एनएससी ऑफिस जो है इट इज सेलिंग प्लांट सच एज एगिलोनेमा, लिपस्टिक प्लांट, स्नेक प्लांट हाइती, गोल्डन पोथोस, मनी प्लांट, पीस लिली, एलोवेरा, अश्वगंधा ऑन द प्लेटफॉर्म, जहाँ से कोई भी ऑर्डर कर सकता है। तो फर्दर ओएनडीसी की हम बात कर सकते हैं, ओपन नेटवर्क फॉर डिजिटल कॉमर्स, डिजिटाइजेशन एंड मोर कनेक्टिविटी। तो अगर टेक्नोलॉजिकल या फिर इंटरनेट एक्सेस है तो इजीली द फार्मर्स दे कैन बाय देम। सीड्स की क्वालिटी और ज्यादा एनहांस होगी एंड इवन जो जेनेटिकली इंजीनियर्ड सीड्स हैं उनको भी हम डायरेक्टली यहाँ पे सेल कर सकते हैं। प्राइस कैन ऑल्सो बी रेगुलेटेड फर्दर व्हेन द quantity in which the farmers they start to buy. Why SEBI fined Anil Ambani and banned him from the markets? So again, Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, it banned ADAG chairman Anil Ambani and 24 other entities from the securities market for 5 years for diversion of funds from the company. तो यहाँ पे again corporate governance role of the judiciary and most importantly of the regulatory body such as SEBI itself in terms of managing the funds and even markets.
तो जो कंपनी है दैट इज रिलायंस हाउस फाइनेंस लिमिटेड, तो उसमें से जो फंड्स थे दैट वर अगेन डाइवर्टेड एंड that has been anticipated. तो ECL जो है, ECL is the expected credit loss. So this is decided by again banks internal estimate committees कि what is going to be the anticipated future losses on the loan exposure to again a particular borrower, and if it is again the score is high, so the chances of default are also high.
Next, government announces 3 new Ramsar sites. Why do wetlands need protection? So Ramsar slated we had already read कि जो highest Ramsar sites हैं they are present in Tamil Nadu in India. और अभी recently there were 3 new Ramsar sites that were announced here. Ramsar Convention की बात करते हैं तो 1971 में it was formed Ramsar Convention. So the Ramsar sites are wetlands that are designated to be of international importance. Wetlands की बात करते हैं तो again economy ecotourism की जब हम बात करते हैं there they become important. फिर further preservation of biodiversity etc. और अभी जो
And
new sites हुई हैं they are 2 in Tamil.
वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट सोर्स ऑफ कार्बन सिक्वेस्ट्रेशन, सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट ये कंसिडर किया जाता है और डेफिनेशन भी कन्वेंशन मेंशन करता है। वेटलैंड्स आर एरियाज ऑफ मार्श, फेन, पीट लैंड और वाटर, वेदर नेचुरल और आर्टिफिशियल, परमानेंट या टेम्परेरी हो सकते हैं, विद वाटर दैट इज स्टैटिक एंड फ्लोइंग फ्रेश। तो ये इंपॉर्टेंट है, स्टैटिक एंड फ्लोइंग वाटर भी हो सकते हैं,
ब्रैकिश भी और सॉल्ट भी, any kind of water including areas of marine water of which low tide does not exceed 6 meters. तो ये मेंशन भी कर रखा है।
हाँ, इन अ वे लाइक सारी जो लेक्स है, रिवर्स, अंडरग्राउंड एक्विफायर, स्वॉम्प्स, मार्शेस, सब एक तरीके से वेटलैंड्स हैं।
एंड कार्बन सिक्वेस्ट्रेशन की बात करते हैं तो स्टोरेज ऑफ कार्बन फ्रॉम द एटमोस्फेयर, इससे हम कैप्चर कर सकते हैं। They also serve as buffers against the impact of the extreme weather events, जैसे कि फ्लड और storms। तो अगर हम कोस्टल एरियाज की बात करते हैं तो अगेन इनका रोल और ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है टू मिटिगेट द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ सीवियरिटी ऑफ सच इंसिडेंट्स। न्यू साइट्स की बात करते हैं तो 2 वर इन तमिलनाडु एंड 1 वाज इन मध्य प्रदेश। तो नेम्स इफ कैन लुक फॉर हियर।
इम्पोर्टेंट, हाँ, तावा रिजर्वायर मध्य प्रदेश, तावा रिवर पता होना चाहिए। एंड देन यहाँ पे है काजू वैली सेंचुरी तमिलनाडु एंड नंजरैयन बर्ड सेंचुरी तमिलनाडु। इसके अलावा जब हम थ्रेट्स की बात करते हैं तो रिसेंटली रामसर कन्वेंशन ग्लोबल वेटलैंड आउटलुक, so they estimated 35% जो global wetlands है they were lost between 1970 and 2015 due to anthropogenic factors, which is because of human activities. So Wildfowl and Wetlands Trust, तो ये यूके बेस्ड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, ये इस रिपोर्ट को रिलीज करते, तो WWT Wildfowl and Wetlands Trust, this is important. तो main threats are clearly mentioned है, unsustainable development, intervention, interference of the humans, pollution is जो untreated waste है that is directly released, acidification की वजह से again biodiversity gets lost, then
इन्वेसिव
invasive
स्पीशीज।
species is there, right? Climate change की वजह से we are seeing that the flora and fauna they are getting impacted, and also जो symbiotic relationship है that also is getting impacted. Coral reefs होते हैं तो coral bleaching के incidents we are seeing.
Further encroachment or rapid urbanization. So 87% of the world's wetlands they have been lost in the last 300 years just to provide land for housing, industry and agriculture. तो यहाँ पे प्रिवेंशन की बात आ जाती है, their conservation, how they become important.
So यहाँ
अगर
जैसे clearly
सिलेक्शन की
mentioned,
बात करते हैं, if you talk about selection of Ramsar sites, so it is based on various defined criteria. जैसे कि वेटलैंड का क्या रोल है इन सपोर्टिंग प्लांट एंड और एनिमल स्पीशीज एट अ क्रिटिकल स्टेज इन देयर लाइफ साइकिल्स, ताकि वो एक तरह का रिफ्यूज प्रोवाइड कर सके ड्यूरिंग एडवर्स कंडीशन, और ज्यादा रेजिलियंस वो जो स्पीशीज है वो शो कर पाए टुवर्ड्स द हॉस्टाइल क्लाइमेटिक चेंजेस। तो तवा रिजर्वायर की बात करते हैं। तवा रिवर माइग्रेटरी बर्ड्स के लिए ग्राउंड है मेजर, मैसिव विंटरिंग ग्राउंड फॉर माइग्रेटरी बर्ड्स, integral to regional water management, providing irrigation. Again, irrigation is also one of the important benefits of wetlands, drinking water to local communities and even sustaining local fisheries. तो बहुत ज्यादा इसकी uses है, इसलिए they become important. और again flamingo, black-headed ibis and greater flamingo again they are found in India, mostly in Gujarat wala area, and a stopover for migratory birds. These include spot-billed duck. So biodiversity hotspot, it also acts as biodiversity hotspot. फिर Chile's Atacama salt flat sinking due to lithium mining. So again, lithium very critical and important element, especially for batteries. जो हम green energy या green shift की बात करते हैं. But again, here the concern is कि जैसे हम उसको acquire कर रहे हैं through nature, is that sustainable? तो यहाँ पे lithium, also known as white gold, is one of the most sought after metals on earth. Mainly rechargeable batteries में यूज होता है, जो कि लैपटॉप्स, मोबाइल फोन्स और इवन ईवीज में बहुत ज्यादा हेल्प करता है। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस, जो मेन यहाँ
So lithium is known as white gold, and in this case, we've seen that it is a critical mineral, and here it is, we are seeing that important reserves are there in Chile. So these are the leading producers of this metal. So, according to again a new study, it has stated कि जो satellite data collect किया गया between 2020 and 2023 to see कि what kind of deformations in the Earth's crust of the Atacama salt flat is happening, जो कि one of the largest sources of lithium in the world. This is very important fact. So here the study states जो worst affected areas हैं are those where mining companies are doing most of their pumping of lithium rich brine. So brine pool at lithium mine, so that is how it is extracted. Lithium is extracted through this brine solution. So we are seeing that pumping
And
takes
also,
place at a faster rate than the recharge of the aquifer. So that is why it is having a continuous damaging impact, leading to subsidence or downward vertical movement of the Earth's surface. So this is a major impact, and fallouts of lithium mining, again, we have seen directly how the impact has been happening. So Atacama salt,
it is also related to biodiversity loss as well. जैसे कि इसमें it is shown कि 2022 study ने बताया कि जो lithium mining है, it has led to a decline in the number of flamingos in the area. क्योंकि जो water level है वो भी drop हो गया है in the Atacama. तो fewer flamingos are able to sustain themselves and reproduce.
right?
तो
It can
biodiversity पे impact.
oil and water, right? Ecosystems, they become poisoned, and local species can face existential threats. So WTO dispute between India and Brazil regarding again sugar trade. So Brazil is one of the largest producers of again sugar cane. In case of sugar, it is India. So again, to team up on the ethanol technology, so resolution of this dispute was very important. And two nations, they are keen to avoid the surplus global sugar supply, because if there would be surplus would be that there is excess supply over the current demand in the markets. It would lead to crashing of the prices. So that would not be in favor of again the sustainability of the firms who are involved into the sugar and the sugarcane trade. So this was regarding again the subsidy which India provides on the sugarcane, and that is again the FRP, fair and remunerative price, which is provided by the center, and state administered prices are provided by the state. So there are two types of price subsidies on sugar. So 2019 May, not just Brazil but even Australia, Guatemala, they brought this case to WTO. India's measures, they are like not fair trade practices just provided to farmers is inconsistent with the global trade. तो प्राइवेट शुगर मिल्स को हम डायरेक्टली लाइक इसमें जो सब्सिडी गवर्नमेंट प्रोवाइड कर रही है, that is not directly provided to farmers, that goes to the sugar mills, or sugar mills then they are providing the benefits to the farmers. So here we have again the ethanol cluster in Brazil. The country has achieved 27% ethanol blending rate in gasoline. So even in India, we have again the 20% target of ethanol blending in petrol. We have achieved the 10% target, and that is by 2025. So this is again a very cleaner and sustainable renewable alternative as far as fuel is concerned. And this is definitely an important part of India's green energy transition as well, and energy security. So Brazil's foreign minister is on India visit, and now that issue has been resolved. So again, this is good news for us, so that again we can strengthen our bilateral trade relations also on this aspect. So India has already reached 15.83% of the cumulative blending of ethanol. So Prime Minister urged to revoke the FSSAI's order on A1 and A2 milk. So Food Standard Regulator, Food Safety and Standards Authority of India is a statutory body. So A1 and A2 labels has been opposed by the Indian Council for Agricultural Research governing body, and the decision has been it should be withdrawn. So what is the concern? So 26% of country's cattle population now crossbred. Only 22% belongs to registered indigenous breeds. And So A1 and A2 is on the basis of the differences in the protein levels in the milk. So marketing practices may, again, this shouldn't be unfairly used. Clarifying marketing and labeling of the milk product as A1 and A2 and ensuring proper recognition of this is very important. So it is believed key regulation that could jeopardize the consumer choice in the future of the indigenous breeds. So these are, again, this is another contrasting view to this regulation. So India's vast cattle genetic resources include 190 million cattle. So here the role of cooperatives is very important, specifically when we're talking about the Amul, Gujarat, and the numbers are important as far as India's livestock industry is concerned. So 10% are only recognized as milch breeds with A2 beta-sesame. So this is the name of protein. So we need more transparency over here. India-Singapore Ministerial Roundtable begins today. So one, again, India-Singapore Ministerial Roundtable. So one development again on the part of financial aspect of financial economy is concerned is the UPI payments. They are now functional in Singapore. So robust trade and economic ties may, again, it is right now we are having SEPA with Singapore, which again came into effect in 2005. Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. So it is not just only related to the trade relations, but other areas of the cooperation also. So be it like connectivity, travel, or it is related to export and import of other goods and services. So that is a part of it, or even infrastructure development. So Singapore definitely one of the top countries when it comes to the sources of FDI in India. And even in 2023, Singapore was the largest source of FDI, estimated to be around $12 billion of inflows. So total cumulative FDIs from Singapore stands at $160 billion. So emerging sectors includes digital connectivity, fintech, green economy, green hydrogen, skill development, and food security. So even Singapore is a part of ASEAN, but India is not a member of ASEAN. So even as a part of, again, the regional organization, and again, the stability of overall Indo-Pacific region, both India and Singapore has important roles. So India's what are the positives for Singapore to look at when it comes to strengthening the relations with India is that India's growing market potential. We are on a dynamic economic trajectory. So here we have again the different point of views as far as the Monetary Policy Committee stance is concerned by the Monetary Policy Committee members. So since we know that there are 6 members in MPC, 3 are appointed by RBI and 3 by the government. So they are called the external MPC members, which are appointed by the government. So the only woman member is Ashima Goyal ma'am, and another we have external member is the Jayant Verma sir. So Ashima Goyal ma'am's stand is India's inflation may already be at 4%. So as the RBI governor, he stated that we'll not be going ahead with the rate cut cycle until we are exactly at our inflation target of 4%. So that is why she is stating that we may already be at 4% rate of inflation. So inflation is poorly measured in India as well as in any country because technology is changing the consumption baskets very rapidly. So assessing and analyzing that data of so much fast pace of changes are happening. So that is a challenge on the part of the assessment. And that is why she's saying we might already be at 4% because inflation rate overall, it is on a declining trajectory. So even core inflation has fallen to lifetime low of 3.1%, even with 8% growth. So this shows India's growth stability, that growth rate is increasing, but that is not fueling inflation. And the headline inflation should remain the target because again, consumers' interest, that matters. And in headline inflation, we have the food and the fuel prices changes are taken into consideration, which definitely impacts directly on the consumer. So that is why headline inflation becomes much more important. And as far as the Jayant Verma sir's stance is concerned, so he says perhaps the policy stance should be scrapped entirely. So he completely opposes. So he says ki rate cuts would improve the growth in the coming financial year, but will have a small impact on the growth for जो current अभी financial year चल रहा है 2024-25, because again जो rate cut changes होंगे monetary policy में changes किए जाएंगे, it would be more एक्सपेंशनरी जब हम बात करते हैं सपोर्टिंग द इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ, तो एक टाइम लैग होता है व्हेन वी आर सीइंग दैट द इफेक्ट्स गेट्स ट्रांसलेटेड इनटू the real time impacts in the economy and we start witnessing the changes. So he says that India has sufficient monetary autonomy to formulate the monetary policy on domestic macroeconomic considerations, because पहले ये concern भी होता था कि we follow what again US Fed does. So that is why it is important for us to follow how the changes are happening in the domestic economy. And monetary policy acts with lags of around 3 to 5 quarters के बाद we see the impact of the changes done by monetary policy. So inflation is projected to be quite close to 4% the next few quarters. So this is again a good news. And even in USA, we are seeing the inflation has been declining and the economy is performing nicely as of now. So this is a technical analysis, not so important for us. So robotic surgery की जब हम बात करते हैं, technology lifeline in the operation theater. So robotic technology, definitely it's a transformatory step and change. So in the field of surgery, it has enhanced precision, control, and flexibility. So increases more safety of the patient and the success rate of the surgery. And it translates to smaller incisions, reduced blood loss, less pain is caused, and faster recovery times. So concern is again the ethical angle over here. Again, in which types of surgeries robotic surgery is helpful and it is safe. So that needs to be looked into. And again, it cannot completely replace the doctors. So in terms of cost and accessibility also, and the definitely increased need for the trained personnel and doctors, that is right now, as of now, short-term challenges. So robotic surgery was done in 38-year-old Yemeni patient from Yemen with chronic mitral valve disease, which is a common cause of congestive heart failure. So he was saved in just 29 minutes because of the robotic procedure. So even the time taken is less, so the chances of saving the patient also increases. And this was done in the Apollo Hospital in Bangalore. So again, India is known for the medical tourism also. So this will further increase the demand in India. So it needs to be made more accessible and affordable, because again, such types of surgeries are available only in the metropolitan cities as of now. And they also help in providing 3D view of the surgical site. So even government should encourage the adoption of robotic surgery, as far as again making the cost more competitive in this case. And example is like systems like Hugo, Rosa, Mako, and CyberKnife. So they strategically selected to ensure the patients receive highest standard of care tailored to their specific medical needs. So right now we are in early stages, but we are seeing positive developments. And these are various dimensions and angles to this particular development. So thank you so much everyone for joining us on Ansarkari. Stay tuned with us for such detailed discussions in upcoming sessions.